this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
With no fees or minimums on checking accounts, it's no wonder that Capital One Bank Guy is so passionate about banking with Capital One. If he were here, he wouldn't just tell you about no fees or minimums. He'd also tell you about how Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. Yep, even on weekends. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bankguy. Capital One N.A., member FDIC. Work can be a little weird. Cringy training seminars, coworkers who won't stop talking about their plant, forgetting the mute button at an inopportune moment. We have to deal with a lot on any given workday. Sometimes it can feel hard to thrive and move forward in your career. Well, that's where LinkedIn comes in. LinkedIn helps you get ideas and insights from experts in your field, connect with people professionally, grow your network, and access tools designed to help you find the right fit for your next role. Whether you're just getting started, figuring out your next move, or looking to accelerate your career, LinkedIn is built to support you at every stage, because LinkedIn is the network that works for you. Visit linkedin.com/knowstuff to learn more.
Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark, and there's Charles W. Chuck Bryant, and there's Jerry. So, Stuff You Should Know. Supervolcano.
What was that?
You know what that was.
Oh, jeez. You and that song.
I can't help it.
For 9 years, you've been humming The Final Countdown by Europe.
Yep.
About every 3 months or so.
It's the
for
world's
9 years.
It's the world's most effective earworm.
Do you do that to Yumi with Final Countdown?
She's like, it doesn't get to her.
It bounces right off of her, huh?
She's like, try your worst.
Supervolcanoes, if you listen to Volcanoes.
Well, we did that one, yeah.
Or our Yellowstone, or I guess it was Geysers.
Yeah, Nature's Innuendo.
That was a great title. Then some of this might seem a little bit familiar, but why not cover it as its own thing?
Well, it is its own thing they're starting to figure out.
Yeah, like this article even says, don't even think of it as a amped up volcano.
Yeah, it says stop.
They should call it something else then.
They really should. I mean, you can make a case that, yes, it's calling it a supervolcano does make sense in a way, because it is obviously magma pushing up through the earth.
Sure.
But that's pretty much where the comparisons end.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty deep comparison between a volcano and a supervolcano. But there's a lot of different stuff going on, and the more we look into these things, frankly, the scarier they become.
Yeah, I mean, right out of the gate, one of the big things that is different from a volcano is usually like a mountain that you can look at.
Yes.
With smoke coming out of it and point to.
You can keep an eye on it, in other words.
Yeah, and whereas a supervolcano is usually categorized by a big depression in the earth from a past explosion, like a crater or something.
Yeah, or it might be like nothing. That crater might be fully filled in by this point.
Might be a forest.
It could be. It could be a hot spot like in Yellowstone, as we'll see, where there's a lot of geysers and hot springs. But the point is it's a supervolcano is a massive amount of magma, a magma chamber, possibly a magma reservoir feeding the magma chamber, something even bigger. And it's connected or near a thin spot in the mantle that it may or may not have created itself in the Earth's surface. And that eventually something's like the pressure inside is going to build up. There's going to be enough magma, and then kaboom! Things are going to go south pretty quick because these things are so big and so explosive that they can change the global climate, possibly irreversibly on a human time scale.
Yeah, whenever I read about stuff like this, or even your garden variety natural disaster, it just feels like the Earth is like, one day I'm going to kill all the people.
Yeah.
You realize this.
Slowly but surely.
Like all humans will be gone. I want to just explode you all.
Yeah. That's so Gaia. Gaia hypothesis.
Is it?
Kind of.
All right. But it's not going to be anytime soon in the case of a supervolcano.
Well, we hope.
Well, sure.
I saw it's been calculated that they go off every, 100,000 or so years.
Yeah.
The most recent one was something like 24,000, 26,000 years ago. That's not too bad.
Yeah, and
So we got a little time.
New Zealand.
Yeah. We should say this is spelled Taupo. Here in the States, we would typically pronounce that like Taupo, maybe.
Yeah.
But based on our Maori episode, I would guess that it's actually pronounced.
Could you repeat that again? So let's talk about how big these things can be. Sumatra, 74,000 years ago, there was a super eruption that some say, and of course we don't know because it was 74,000 years ago. So all we can do is kind of make our best guess. But some people think that this almost was an extinction level event in full. It almost wiped out the entire human race.
Right.
And it could have jump-started a 10,000 year ice age, leaving behind a crater or a caldera that was about 19 by 62 miles.
Right.
That is huge.
That was Mount Toba, the Toba super eruption, right?
Yes, 670 cubic miles.
Yeah.
Of ejecta.
Yeah, and that 10,000 year ice age thing, that's noteworthy.
Yeah.
They think that this whole thing was bad enough that it reduced humans down to several thousand people, and that there were plenty more humans before then, but that the effects from shooting gases, ejecta, but gases that float up into the atmosphere and actually reflect sunlight, cooling the Earth below it, really disrupted a lot of normal processes here on Earth, cooled it, and made it really tough to survive. That's a hallmark of supervolcanoes, is their global effect.
Yeah, like a nuclear winter, basically.
Right, exactly.
Changing the temperature of the Earth.
Yeah.
Maybe not permanently, but long enough to where you're SOL.
Right. 10,000 year ice age, you're not going to be happy during those years.
These days, North America, South America, and Asia are the greatest risks, and there's one, actually, it says those three places are the greatest risk, but there's one in Europe.
In Italy.
Yeah, that supposedly, and this was from, just like 4 months ago, I read an article that said that the one in Italy, it's in Naples. What's it called? The
Campi Flegrei.
Or as we say in the United States, the Phlegrean Fields area.
The burning fields.
Yeah, that should give you an indication of what we're talking about. Didn't get that name for nothing.
No, but it's right beneath Naples.
Yeah, but apparently that one is based on computer modeling and physical measurements. One of the scientists said, we propose that magma could be approaching the critical degassing pressure level at Camp Flegrei. And basically what that means is it's not going to happen like next year, but they have raised the volcano threat level from green to yellow, which means we need to kind of really start monitoring and studying this thing a lot more.
Right. The thing is they don't know, like, how to predict, like, it could happen next year. They're saying it's probably not going to, but it could, because we know so little about volcanoes and supervolcanoes in particular that, like, it could just happen.
Yeah, like, we don't even know for sure how many there are underneath us.
No.
But they say like 6 to 10 maybe potentially active ones around the globe right now.
Right. And then a total of maybe 30 to 40 that have ever been, right?
Yes.
But yeah, that one, I don't understand why this article overlooked that one in Europe, but it's like Europe's toast, basically.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. Probably next month or two. There was one, I think the biggest ever, happened here in the States, in Colorado. Long before anybody called it Colorado. It was 28 million years ago, and the Fish Canyon Tuff event. So here's where supervolcanoes really kind of come into their own.
Yeah.
Just the massive amount of damage and stuff they spew out, right? The Fish Canyon Tuff event shot out 1,200 cubic miles. So you know what a cube is, right?
Yeah.
It's like a three-dimensional square.
Invented by Mr. Rubik.
You can, right, exactly. You can take a little, like an inch by an inch by an inch and create a little cubic inch. You can do that with feet. You can do that with a meter. And you just keep going bigger and bigger and bigger. And eventually you're going to get to a cubic mile.
Yeah.
Or a
cube.
cubic kilometer. And this Fish Canyon Tough event spewed out 1,200 cubic miles or 5,000 cubic kilometers.
Crazy.
Of rock, of dust, of ash, of molten lava.
Yeah.
Shot it out. Isn't that nuts? That's so much stuff that literally changes the geography of an entire region when something like that happens.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, I'm going to contemplate the cube. And we'll be back right after this to talk a little bit more about Yellowstone.
Hey everybody, we're here to talk to you about Wayfair, who believes that spaces should be functional, they should be comfortable, they should be well designed, and they can be well designed by you with their help.
Your updated space should feel more comfortable, inviting, and practical for everyday use. And we're talking about outdoor seating. We're talking about grills. We're talking about major appliances. If you need storage solutions, Wayfair can help you out. Patio lighting, rugs, decor. It is your one-stop shop for home.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting nice out, so it's time to think about living outdoors for the next few months. And Wayfair knows that outdoor furniture, it's heavy, it's intimidating to assemble. So Wayfair has stepped in and said, we're going to handle the hard part so you don't have to.
That's right. You can shop Wayfair Verified, your shortcut to the good stuff. And that means their team of product specialists are going to vet everything by hand using a 10-point inspection, testing things like, quality materials, functionality, and features, and even how long it takes to build that piece of furniture. And the overall experience save time, reduce hassle, and improved convenience.
Patio season is here, and these deals won't last. So head to wayfair.com right now to get your outdoor space ready for way less. That's WAYFAIR.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hey everybody, I want to talk to you a little bit about Tide Evo because it represents over 10 years of innovation and product development. Tide Evo is a first-of-its-kind technology where tens of thousands of minuscule fibers are spun together to form a 6 times powerful layer packed with scrubbers, brighteners, pre-treaters, and fresheners. And that's going to deliver a breakthrough clean that's so powerful it feels like magic.
Yeah, it is kind of like magic. Tide Evo is revolutionary. A 100% concentrated, waterless laundry tile that's made of compressed microfiber soap layers rather than liquid or powder. And it's not like pods or sheets because it uses 6 layers of detergent fibers to deliver superior cold water cleaning without plastic packaging of any kind. And it provides a mess-free, lightweight solution that dissolves lickety-split. So whenever you run into a laundry challenge, turn to Tide Evo. It's revolutionary, it's magic. Try new Tide Evo. Real laundry magic.
Did you ever watch Jim Henson's The Cube? Remember when we talked about it on the gym? Did you ever watch it?
Trippy.
Bizarre.
Yes.
Very weird.
Yeah. We love our friends at the Henson Company.
Sure.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about Yellowstone a little bit, but defining these, and when we talked about volcanoes, defining volcanoes and what makes a volcano or a supervolcano is not an exact science. They don't have strict definitions, but they do try to look at a couple of different things when they're categorizing these bad mamma jammas. Magnitude. Did I just say that? Magnitude, which is the volume of the magma or the mass of magma that's erupted, and then intensity, which is the rate that happens.
Right.
So if you're looking at magnitude and intensity, like I said, they don't have like a number. They say once it gets over this number.
Right.
But, so I wonder how they do categorize it.
They don't. It's just up in the air. They just do not have it set out so that you can say, well, once it hits this and this, it's officially a supervolcano. It's just not laid out like that. As bad as writers of articles want it to be like that.
Right.
It's just not at that point. But there are factors where it's like, yeah, I would qualify that as a supervolcano. I'm Joe volcanologist or Jane volcanologist or
Joe versus the volcano.
Sure.
Very nice.
And they usually do it by comparison, right?
Yeah.
So like as far as intensity goes, that's how fast magma erupts, right?
Yeah.
In Mount Vesuvius back in 79 CE, with that very famous eruption that covered Pompeii and Herculaneum.
Yeah. If you believe that kind of thing.
Right. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Right.
Yeah. Mount Vesuvius shot out magma and ejecta at a rate of 100,000 cubic meters a second.
Wow.
That's a lot, right?
Yeah, that's some fast magma.
So supervolcanoes erupt at something like tens of millions or hundreds of millions of cubic meters per second. That's a lot too.
Yeah, you don't want to be standing on that road.
No, you don't want to be anywhere near it. So that's typically how they're figuring out what constitutes a supervolcano. They look at this volcano and they say, that's bad.
Yeah.
And then they go, but what about this? And they go, oh,
It's super.
that's a supervolcano.
There is another categorization they use, which is also a great band name, Volcano Explosivity Index.
Yeah, see, the index just kind of throws it off, you know?
Yeah, maybe an album title
Okay.
by the band
Okay.
Ejecta. Not bad.
No, not bad at all.
So this is when they measure ash column height and the quantity of that ash, pumice, and lava ejected. So not the volume, but how high it goes. I don't know why they just can't combine all that into one big formula.
Right. The
You know?
Glaven.
Yeah, the Glaven scale.
Right.
But supervolcanoes, it is a scale, and the highest VEI category is magnitude 8, which means more than 250 cubic miles, and a plume more than 16 miles high. 16 miles, dude.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's super.
It is.
So you kind of put all this stuff together. They don't have it in a single index, but if you combine all this stuff, you start to get an idea of just how much damage a supervolcano can do, just how massive and huge it is. So, and again, going back to comparisons, Krakatoa was a very famous volcano that erupted in 1883.
Mm-hmm.
And it created what's regarded as the loudest sound ever recorded here on Earth. It traveled around the world 4 times over 5 days. And we know that it did because by 1883 there were weather stations that had barometers all over the world, and they would record the shock wave from the sound every 34 hours like clockwork for 5 days. It just kept traveling around the world from this explosion, this volcanic explosion. It was heard by human ears 3,000 miles away.
Holy cow.
It was one of the most astounding events that's ever happened in recorded history. And there's a really cool article just about the sound it made called "The Sound So Loud That It Circled the Earth 4 Times" on Nautilus.
Oh, wow.
So go check it out. I think everybody should read this article. It's a really cool article.
And it killed like 36,000 people?
Yeah. And it just...
And that wasn't a very populated area.
No, No, Krakatoa was in Java, Indonesia.
Yeah, I guess Krakatoa in the 1880s was probably not, New York City.
No, it wasn't. So yeah, the idea that it killed 36,000 people, it wasn't a densely populated area right around the mountain. It killed a lot of people spread out.
Like Naples.
Yeah.
They're talking about, I think, like 500,000 people live in just that immediate area.
Yeah.
So it'd be just devastating.
That would not be good.
Man. All right, so we talked about it's kind of tough to predict these things, kind of tough to pin down where they are and to study them. In Yellowstone, which we've kind of danced around a little bit, not literally.
We danced with the wolves in Yellowstone.
Yellowstone in particular is a big deal because of just how big this thing could be. They're talking 30 by 45 miles underground, stretching from northern Nevada through southern Idaho to northwest Wyoming. It's basically a system 350 miles long and about 18 million years old. This just Man, it's just bubbling underground.
That's the trail of volcanic activity that's taken place.
Yeah, which ends at Yellowstone.
Right, and the one that's actually the supervolcano beneath Yellowstone is like 30 miles by 45 miles.
Right.
Which is huge. The one in Europe at the Burning Fields is about 7 miles wide.
Yeah.
Which is enormous in and of itself. But, 30 to 45, that's way bigger, I'm afraid to say. And it's made up of a magma chamber beneath the surface, a few miles beneath the surface. And they thought that was the extent of the supervolcano. Apparently they did a survey in 2015. They figured out that this chamber has about 2,500 cubic miles worth of magma in it. There's also a reservoir beneath that magma chamber, and that reservoir has 11,200 cubic miles. All this magma poised right beneath Yellowstone. And the pressure's just building and building and building. And that's the other thing about supervolcanoes. They seem to erupt not slowly where lava just spills out like in, say, like Hawaii at Kilauea, where it's very famously just this pretty steady flow, but it's not explosive.
Right.
These things blow up.
Yeah.
And when they do, they can bury areas around them in hundreds and hundreds of meters of ash that solidifies and turns into the new crust of the earth.
It turns us all into statues.
It does. So that with my own eyes, too.
All right. Well, let's take our final break, and we'll talk a little bit more about what lies beneath Yellowstone Park right after this.
Hey everybody, I want to talk to you a little bit about Tide Evo because it represents over 10 years of innovation and product development. Tide Evo is a first-of-its-kind technology where tens of thousands of minuscule fibers are spun together to form a 6 times powerful layer packed with scrubbers, brighteners, pre-treaters, and fresheners. And that's going to deliver a breakthrough clean that's so powerful it feels like magic.
Yeah, it is kind of like magic. Tide Evo is revolutionary. A 100% concentrated, waterless laundry tile that's made of compressed microfiber soap layers rather than liquid or powder. And it's not like pods or sheets because it uses 6 layers of detergent fibers to deliver superior cold water cleaning without plastic packaging of any kind. And it provides a mess-free, lightweight solution that dissolves lickety-split. So whenever you run into a laundry challenge, turn to Tide Evo. It's revolutionary. It's magic. Try new Tide Evo. Real laundry magic. The springtime thaw is finally here. Flowers are blooming. Days are longer. We're saying yes to more plans and finally getting outside. Running, walking, just moving again. It's the perfect time to upgrade your everyday go-tos with Bombas. Take Bombas Sport Socks. They're super comfortable and designed with sport-specific tech for running, cycling, yoga, hiking, you name it. I use them to run in, and I can tell you they work beautifully. So head over to bombas.com and use code SYSK for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com, code SYSK at checkout.
All right, so Yellowstone has had, it's had events in the past. That's why they know there's going to be one in the future. Right. About 2.1 million years ago, the Huckleberry Ridge event.
That is a great name.
I don't think they called it that 2.1 million years ago.
Yeah.
But that had a 588 cubic mile blast and created a crater about the size of 4 Manhattans. And I assume they mean...
Everybody knows exactly what Manhattan's size is.
Sure, just put 4 New York cities side by side.
Right.
Or on top of each other, or however you want to arrange them.
Yeah.
Maybe in a little spinning pinwheel.
Mush them together in a ball like used soap bars, remnants, Yeah.
1.3 million years ago, they had one at Mesa Falls, and that was only about 67 cubic miles of ejecta.
That was tiny.
But they still consider that a supervolcano because no one seems to care that it has no definition.
Right.
What else?
640,000 years ago at Lava Creek, that one spit out 240 cubic miles, about 1,000 cubic kilometers. And apparently its ash pillar hit 100,000 feet.
Whoa. Wow.
That's pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're looking at these things and they're saying, this is probably a pretty decent map of what's going to happen at Yellowstone eventually.
Yeah, we have an article on our site too called "What if the Yellowstone Supervolcano Erupted?" Mm-hmm. And they said it could kill as many as 90,000 people immediately and put a 10-foot layer of molten ash as far as 1,000 miles around the park.
10 feet?
Yeah, 10 feet deep.
That would cover your one-story house.
Yeah, for 1,000 miles. And they said that nuclear winter would probably almost be a certainty. Probably be a certainty.
Almost, probably.
Uh-huh. It would basically blot out the sun and cool the earth, which would kill our crops. It would be really, really bad. But they said,
yeah. Do you remember in 2014-15 when that Icelandic volcano went off?
2010.
And the effect that it had, was it 2010?
Uh-huh.
And the effect that it had on air travel in Europe?
yeah.
And it was just air travel, and everybody kept waiting for it to clear up, and for weeks, like flights were getting delayed, canceled, rerouted. Like Europe was just off the map as far as plane travel was going. That was just plane travel, and that was a pretty small volcano.
Yeah.
It was in no way, shape, or form a supervolcano. So just that one aspect of transportation being affected, let alone the fact that this could like kick off an ice age. There's just so many factors that could come into play that could get us in this way, get us in that way, it could affect our crops through sunlight and through temperature. It could make us super cold, make our toes fall off. There's just so many different ways it could affect us.
Yeah.
That the average person's not walking around thinking about this, and they should be.
Well, true, but not to be alarmist, the U.S. Geological Survey said that the probability that Yellowstone will blow its top is 0.00014% each year.
Yeah, I saw 1 in 700,000, which is on par of any given individual being struck by lightning.
So that makes me feel better.
Yeah, there's still plenty of lightning out there.
Yeah, and you never know what's going to happen.
So apparently the hot spot causes the earth above it to dome once in a while when it feels like it showing off, right?
Yeah, I bet the park rangers at Yellowstone, when they see that, are like, oh man,
God,
is this it?
There was a 2003 temperature increase just a few inches below the soil. In some spots it was hitting like 200 degrees Fahrenheit, boiling the sap in trees nearby.
Oh man.
It was getting hot, and then apparently it started to cool down again. And what's probably going on in these processes, there's a process called incubation, right?
Yeah.
Where they're just sitting there because the reservoir and the chamber they have finite space. So the more magma that builds up in it, the higher the pressure builds. And if that pressure starts to build and all of a sudden escapes a little bit, that magma is going to shoot up. And as that magma shoots up, it starts to form air bubbles because the change in elevation, we're talking it's traveling miles very quickly upward.
Yeah.
So bubbles start to form. As those bubbles break up, they explode. It's very much like champagne. And it shoots out, and it allows more magma to follow behind it, and it follows the same process. So there's this huge explosion, and it can actually be hastened by earthquakes, or it can also be
like that relieves the pressure.
Delayed by earthquakes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different factors involved, but during this period where the pressure's building and building and building, it's the incubation period. And the reason it changes from, say, 1 year to the next is if it's not getting as much magma, then some of that magma higher up has the chance to kind of cool and solidify and fall back down, and pressure's relieved. But we have no way of tracking that. We can just be like, oh my God, the ground is bowing up.
Right.
That's about where we're at right now.
But don't they generally think that dormancy is like the longer it sits, the worse it's going to be when it eventually does go off?
That's what I read.
Interesting. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, apparently one other thing. If you were around a volcano that went off, I would guess any volcano, it would be like breathing tiny glass needles thanks to all of the silicates that were ejected into the air.
Man.
And I have even one more other thing. There was a volcano that went off in 1815, Tambora. I believe I'm not sure exactly where that was, but the Tambora volcano is credited with the creation of Frankenstein.
Really?
Yeah, it was the year without a summer, and in northern Europe, the summer was super, super cool. Elsewhere, there was basically no summer. It was snow the whole time. But because of that, Mary Shelley and
Byron, right?
Yeah. And her husband, Percy Bysshe Shelley, all were stuck inside during a summer vacation, and that was when she came up with Frankenstein, because they had a scary story contest.
Yeah, there was a movie about that.
Yeah, but that contest may never have happened, and Frankenstein may never have been created had it not been for that volcano going off.
Yeah, that was a freaky movie. I can't remember the name of it. Was it Gothic?
Lost Summer?
Oh, was it? There may have been more than one.
Gothic?
I just remember the whole time there was a lot of drugs, and Mary Shelley was like, Percy, why can't you be more like Lord Byron? And he said, because I'm Percy.
Oh, really?
No,
who was in it?
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, man, was it called Gothic?
I don't know.
I seem to remember that. It was kind of why do I think Julian Sands was in it?
That sounds like a Julian Sands movie.
It's all very much in the very
19th century drugs?
Yeah. It's in the back of my head.
We'll find out.
Buried deep.
If you want to know more about volcanoes and Frankenstein and all that stuff, just type those words in the search bar at howstuffworks.com. Since I said search bar, it's time for listener mail.
I'm going to call this Cool Uncle from Katie. Hey guys, this is about free speech. In 1990, my uncle, Dennis Berry, was the director of Contemporary Art Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. The museum brought in the Robert Mapplethorpe art exhibit titled The Perfect Moment, which resulted in an uproar as 7 of the photographs were seen as pornographic from some conservative folks. My uncle defended the artwork as freedom of speech and was subsequently arrested, charged with obscenity, and went to trial. It was the first time in history that a museum was actually taken to trial with criminal charges over the contents of an exhibition. He spent a few nights in jail, received death threats, and was harassed all over town, but he stuck to his firm beliefs that artists have the right to express themselves freely in America and furthermore deserve to have their work exhibited. During the trial, art experts were brought in to help the jury decide if they were pornographic in nature.
Can you see Matlock being like, I say, sir, is a bullwhip in a man's rectum art?
I never saw that show. Was he Southern?
No, that was Foghorn Leghorn. But yeah, he was definitely Southern.
Ultimately, the jury concluded that Mapplethorpe's work was, in fact, art, and that my uncle, Northern Museum, was not guilty of obscenity charges.
That is so cool.
Very cool.
Do you remember that? I remember that case.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. When Mapplethorpe,
oh, yeah.
It was a huge deal. Maybe it's because I was in Toledo at the time, so they made a big deal out of it. But it was pretty big.
She said to this day, it's still the most famous trial of freedom of speech in the art world.
Boom.
And as an artist myself, I'm pretty darn proud of my uncle's actions way back when. He admits himself that the events and effects of that trial never really go away. He's still recognized for his actions, and museums and galleries across the country have been able to show challenging artwork that perhaps would have been cast aside had my uncle and his awesome First Amendment lawyer, H. Lewis Sirkin,
Esquire,
had not won that trial.
That's awesome.
Ultimately, the result of the trial left a positive legacy for Contemporary Art Center, and my uncle went on to become the founding director of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where he had to defend offensive song lyrics as art in order to get them displayed in the museum.
That is such a great email. I love that email.
He's a pretty interesting guy, to say the least, and that is from Katie Berry. And Katie, boy, tell your uncle, Dennis, that we have a lot of respect for him.
For real.
Like, not fake respect like we usually dole out.
No, seriously, that's a great story. Hats off to your uncle. You know, one thing I'm sad about that we didn't mention in the First Amendment episode was that whole 2 Live Crew episode.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Uh-huh.
They all went to, I think they went to the Supreme Court over their lyrics, didn't they?
Yeah.
It was a big deal. Everybody expected them to just lay down and roll over. Nope.
2 Live Crew don't roll over for nobody.
No.
We're going to do one on the PMRC at some point, so we'll probably cover it in that.
Okay, good. If you want to get in touch with us, you can tweet to us. We're at SYSK Podcast. We're at Josh Clark. You can hang out on Facebook.com/Charles W. Chuck Bryant. and facebook.com/stuff you should know. Send us an email to stuffpodcast@howstuffworks.com. And as always, join us at our home on the web, stuffyoushouldknow.com.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com.
When it comes to small business, people want to talk to people, not bots, not voicemail. Your customers or clients want a real human connection, and that's exactly what they get with Ruby. Ruby is the virtual receptionist company that takes care of your callers when you're unavailable, in the middle of something, or just don't want to pick up. They can answer, screen, and transfer calls, as well as take messages, collect payments, book appointments, and more, all while saving you time and making the people you serve feel special. It's available 24/7, 365 days a year, and is 100% based in the U.S. See how it works at ruby.com, or better yet, give them a call at 844-900-RUBY.
The next time you end up with something on your shirt, don't turn to your usual detergent. Check out Tide Evo. Tide Evo represents over 10 years of innovation in product development. It's a revolutionary 100% concentrated waterless laundry tile made of compressed microfiber soap layers rather than liquid or powder. It's not pods and it's not sheets. It uses 6 layers of detergent fibers to deliver superior cold water cleaning without plastic packaging. It's mess-free, lightweight, and dissolves quickly. Try new Tide Evo. Real laundry magic.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.